Make sure that the goblet portion is very thin and light. Because of how offset it is, when you turn, you'd rather have it at a higher RPM. And you just want to make sure, if it's too heavy, you have an issue with this very thin portion here. With the blank now offset, I use a spindle gouge to make a cove on the left and a bead shape that makes the bottom club foot shape on the right side. Here I'm using a parting tool to get into that tight intersection to make it clean. And I stop the lathe to take a look at how it looks. At this point, I set it back to the original position, the position where the bowl of the goblet was first made along with that bead and the first sweep. And now I'm going to continue making similar cuts, more like a V cut to establish the top of the base, and then continuing with a bead on the right side. Here, using the spindle gouge in tight quarters, I decided to go with a very narrow parting tool to clean up that intersection. At this point, I just repositioned the tool rest, made a peeling or a series of peeling cuts with the skew chisel flat on the rest to establish the diameter of the base. Happy with that diameter, I go ahead with my parting tool and in a series of cuts I establish final diameter, knock off some of the sharp edges, and finish parting. I decided to go with the very narrow parting tool, and luckily I also remembered to turn the RPM down a bit, and there you have it. Yeah, it's a relatively simple offset multi-axis goblet. Thanks for watching.